Hey y'all, so I'm here trying to fix this mower for my neighbor. Originally thought maybe it was a bent valve on this thing. So I pulled the head off, realizing that the valve seemed to be fine, even though I'm probably going to lash them and adjust everything. Everything seemed to be pretty tight, but the problem I'm having with this thing is it's turning over like it's got very little compression, and it's just popping. Pow, bo 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 pow, bo 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 pow. So originally, like I said, I thought, maybe a bent valve or a valve that stuck open. He said it was seized up. I sprayed some lubrication in there and got it to free up. It seemed like it wanted to start, but then, like I said, this issue. So thinking I'm going to have to get into the cam. I'm wondering if it jumped a tooth on the cam. But right now what I'm going to do is just clean up this head and the cylinder, or the top of the piston, should I say. And tomorrow, when it's more daylight, I'll get into pulling this top end apart. Alright, let's try and get some of this cleaned up here. So, here's the valves. Press back here. You can open the valves. Let me see here. Get a little better grasp on it. You can open these valves. One, two, and they both seem to be seating fine. So, like I said, I'm going to clean them up. There's the top part of them. They have these retaining clips that hold the valves in to the springs. And then the rocker arms I already took off. Took off this plate to get to the other head bolt. And this particular model is the Kohler 5400 series. 18 horsepower, 141 cc engine. There's a plate. I have it right here. It sits right here. Below the rocker arms, there's a plate that sits here. And if you don't pull the plate, you got another head bolt right there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 head bolts in this particular model. I did mark both of my push rods, the upper and lower, and same with the rocker arms. I marked them upper and lower before I removed them. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll probably be lashing this too, cleaning all this up and then lashing it. So let's get to cleaning this up a little bit. I'll set you down right there for a sec. Let's get this guy here. Really good for just locking everything off, cleaning it all up. Doesn't really break nothing. I'm not pressing hard. I'm using almost no pressure. Trying to get things organized for him. see how that seats. It's nice. Same thing, we'll clean that up a little bit more when we lash those valves in. I'll pull those retaining clips and then I'll clean that more. Kind of just want to knock off some of this carbon off the clips. Let me pull that top end. We're going to clean this whole motor out. So I'm not really concerned about too much of that. Like I said, I'm still going to pull everything, drain all the oil out, clean it all up, throw it all out. It's going to be running out there when I get it done. That's what I think it is. It shouldn't be a problem. Okay, that all looks good. Happy with that. Now, if you weren't going to tear into that, I'd recommend just packing something in here while you strip all that off, so that you can always, you know, just pull out your packing and it cleans that whole area out. Me myself, I'm going to clean that all out when I pull this off. Oil pumps down that side. I'm going to drain everything, flush it all out. Try to get it put back together nicely. You can see the runs in the cylinder in there. So if I can get a rag here, I'm going to tuck it up. I've already cleaned the cylinder up. Backed it off, cleaned it up. So, see, there was some water sitting in there. Moisture got in there, probably let it sit for a while. Moisture got in. And then, yeah, rest is history. That looks a lot better. Turning out a lot nicer. Gonna get any of that residual residue out of there. Just so she doesn't want to rust any further. compression, and you should get a good push on that cylinder. It's coming up. Just think that there's something further inside, but it's more of an issue. Yeah, so basically the size of it right now, I'm going to end up taking this off, pulling the throttle plate off, pulling the throttle plate off, pulling the magneto off, pulling the starter off, pulling the flywheel off, pulling the alternator off, pulling all these bolts out, and pulling that top housing off, and getting down in there to the cam and checking that cam out. So if you want to watch that video, stay tuned. Probably do that shortly, and we'll work on that. Move forward. Try to get this thing completely rebuilt and make it run right, because it was not running at all. So, yep, that looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. Cylinder looks a lot cleaner. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit better, and we'll go from there. You know, but I'm gonna have to pull coil off, the fan shroud, the flywheel off, then the alternator that's up underneath, pull the starter off. Over here, these two bolts, one here and one in the back, and then I'm gonna have to pull the throttle plate off, these two screws, marking where they go, put a mark on the screw and on the plate so that you know exactly where the throttle positioning was. Then pull this guy off, get down in there. Should be two cams in there, one here and one here. If you can see my finger up under there, we'll get there. And then check all that and see how that's looking, and go from there. Alrighty. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe. If you want to see more of this, talk more about it, try to do what I can do. Always trying to help out my neighbors and get stuff done for them. And you know, mechanicking is just one of those things some people are afraid to do, and some people are just born to try to live that way, and that's kind of how I feel. Like I'm born to work on stuff, and it's not the biggest ordeal. It's just a matter of time and what your patience level is. And, you know, if you got time, you can really do some research, and it's not the hardest thing in the world to take things apart. Buy a good tool set to start with. You know, that's not all I have, obviously. You know, impact wrenches and drills and tons of tools. But, you know, once you start on something and you need another tool, you buy it and you just keep getting more and more, and then it makes it a lot easier to do the next thing, you know. I thought I was going to have to pull the ball joints on my four-wheeler, and I found a better way of doing it without pulling the ball joints. But I bought the ball joint pullers. Now I have them if I ever have to pull a ball joint, which looks like I'm going to have to do that to my nephew's four-wheeler, pull some ball joints on his four-wheeler and replace them. So now I have them. You know, just acquiring the tool by tool, and before you know it, you have everything you need to work on stuff. It makes it easier than trying to buy it all at once, you know. I mean, buy a basic socket ratchet, buy some good wrench sets, and then run on that to start with. And then as you get more and more, eventually, you know, I mean, I got thousands of dollars in tools, but took a long time of acquiring a lot of tools and buying tools, and you know, kind of passionate about buying tools, so I buy a lot of tools, you know, and sometimes I don't need them. I buy them anyways, and then I have them the next time I need something like that. So, you know, it's kind of one of my things, and I like working on stuff. So, yeah, this was a mower, like I said, seized motor. Piston was froze to the cylinder, I think somewhere like right here, just from some corrosion. So I pulled the plug and I sprayed some lubrication in there and got it to unfreeze. And then when I tried to turn it over, it was just popping. Wasn't even turning. I mean, it turned smoothly, wow, 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 and then a loud bang. So I'm thinking it has something to do with the compression release valve possibly being stuck or out of time. Maybe it jumped a tooth, or it, you know, might have broke. If it's plastic, on the cam in there, it might have broke one of the plastic teeth and it's skipping a tooth or something like that. So I got to check it out and see, and if it is, then just replace it. But alright guys, until next time, have a great night. Oh, I think I did that wrong. Have a great night or great morning, whatever it is, wherever you're at, and we'll get back with this.